Well, Ioneer presenting at yesterday's Macquarie WA forum. This is as the company's flagship project reaches its final investment decision. Let's get all the lowdown here in the studio. Bernard Rowe, absolute pleasure to have you in today. Now, I was just looking at Ioneer share price. Everyone is with some dollars is buying lithium. Some names are likely to be better than others. What makes you stand out and how will you deliver on these expectations?
So I think what makes our project stand out amongst our peers is that firstly it's located in the United States, and the United States is going to be one of the world's largest consumer of lithium for lithium-ion batteries and electric vehicles. Secondly, our project is very advanced. We've completed a bankable feasibility study. We did that more than a year ago. We've run pilot plants to test our flow sheets. We've attracted a large investment from our strategic partner, Sibanye-Stillwater. So they've committed $500 million, which is all the equity that we require to build the project. That's committed to firm commitment from them. And so that puts us in a really great position to be an early newcomer to the lithium supply chain in the United States. And there's not many peers in that category.
Mm-hmm. What are the other hurdles that remain to go and get into the production phase in the next couple of years?
So a couple of things. Firstly, we're finishing our detailed engineering. Obviously you can't construct a project like this. It's an $800 million project, so all that detailed engineering. But we'll have that complete around the middle of next year. We're doing some more offtake agreements to sell our lithium. We've already announced one of those with EcoPro Innovation, one of the large Korean cathode makers. But we're going to be doing more of that and with a particular focus on US production of cathodes that will go into the batteries. And then finally our permitting. So we've got 2 of the 3 main permits already awarded. The final outstanding one is the federal permit from the US Bureau of Land Management, and we're expecting that in the back half of next year. So really by the late 2022 we will commence construction. It's about a 2-year build period, so we would be producing towards the end of 2024 and full production in 2025.
You mentioned that you've got a major partner that's already come on board. The remainder, you're looking to do a debt facility at the moment. You're not tempted to go and tap equity markets because there is so much enthusiasm in the space at the moment?
Yeah, there is actually. Just before I came in here, I noticed that there was a couple of large equity raisings, Liontown being one of them in the lithium space for $450 million. No, we're not. Our board made the decision that rather than raising additional equity in the market, we would bring in a strategic partner, and that was Sibanye. That was for $490 million US dollars. That represents about 60% of the funding that we require. The rest of it we're quite comfortable will come from debt, and we're pretty confident that we can get some pretty low cost debt because of where the asset is located in a tier 1 jurisdiction. So it'll be a combination of project financing from mainstream banks, which is something new in the lithium space, export credit agency funding, and potential US government funding as well. So between the mix of those, we think we can put in place low cost debt for the balance, so we know we're not intending to come to the market.
So one thing I noticed in the presentation, you've got yourself on the far left-hand side when it comes to costs of producing. Is that price for perfection? Do you see any hurdles? Because I think low-cost producer might be very handy down the track.
Yeah, it is. Look, in the resource sector, we always aim to be in the lowest quartile on the cost curve. Not everyone achieves that, obviously. Otherwise, there wouldn't be the quartile would look different. But that's where we set our aims and objectives. Now, the reason for that is that means you can survive the ups and downs of the price of the commodity cycle pricing. In our case, we're very unusual in the lithium space because in addition to producing lithium, we'll be producing large quantities of boric acid. And the boric acid revenue from the project accounts for about $100 million a year. And that's why our lithium cost of production is so low. It's because we apply the boric acid as a credit. And we're one of the only large lithium deposits globally that has a sort of a co-product of that magnitude. So that's the key to keeping our pricing costs low, is the boric acid production.
And you're also doubling up on the green theme, aren't you? Because you actually plan to be a green producer of lithium, so you're doubling up there.
Yeah, we are, and again, there's some unique aspects of this project which really set it apart from not only other lithium producers but other mining projects generally. So, firstly, we won't be connected to the grid. So, all of our power to run the entire process will come from our sulfuric acid plant. So that we regard that as it's called waste heat. It's heat that gets generated in the process. We recover that heat, we use it to create steam, which then makes electricity. And that runs our entire operation. So zero CO2 power, no diesel generators other than for backup emergency supplies. We will be a very, very low water user because we don't in lithium mining, many deposits produce lithium by evaporating water, and the evaporated water goes up into the air and is lost. We don't do that. We capture our water as we evaporate it in tanks, and we condense it and cool it down and reuse the water. And overall, the mine will have a very, very small footprint relative to any other mining operations, just because of the unique characteristics of the ore body.